Hey guys, and welcome back to another weekend shave. And today's might go a bit longer because I've been asked to show my lathering technique or loading, so I will do that. And Carrie Kerr asked me that from our Shave the Man Google Plus forum. And Carrie, thank you, and I'm happy to do it. I'm not saying this is the only way or the right way, but it's my way, and I'll be happy to show it. We're going to be using Lebelle soaps today. First time I've used it. Has not been test lathered or anything. If you watched my video yesterday, you'll know that things are changing on that front. I'm going to begin to do my what's new in the den after use. So this is my first use of this guy. And this one is, on the name, I'm not sure whether it's Million or Milioni. No idea. I really don't know much about Lebelle soaps at all. I don't know the owner. I don't know anything about it other than it's tallow. And it smells really nice, this particular one. Just got these in yesterday. I ordered this one, and I think all the samples, they were shipped very fast, which I like. And the scent on this is nice. It's I get a bit of citrus, maybe something a little woodsy, maybe rose or something, but it's a really nice scent, and the scent strength is quite nice. I'd say about a 4 or so. Really, really nice just out of the jar. All right, so let's wet my satin tip brush. But before I do that, let me stop for a minute. I wanted to talk about the blade that I'm going to use today, which is very special. This razor, by the way, is one I can't talk much about, other than to say this is a test razor from ShaveRevolution, and it's one that's going to be, I think he's going to have a line, or at least a few razors that's coming out, and he sent this to a few folks to test. Not only YouTubers, by the way. Some people feel like only YouTubers get sent stuff to evaluate. That's not true. Really, a lot of these guys will send stuff to be evaluated, not for promotion, but for people who have passion for the hobby and passion for gear. So I just happen to be one of those people. Anyway, nice looking razor on the mild side, and these will be available at some point at ShaveRevolution after Justin is happy with them. And I've been giving my feedback on it. And after I'm finished with this, I'm not keeping it. I'm going to send it to David Gonzalez, who's collecting gear for high school students who are going to take on wet shaving. He coaches football, and he's collecting some gear. So this is going to go to those guys. So, all right. Oh, I forgot to tell you about the blade. The blade. This is the legendary Personna 74, sent to me by Ray Pope. And first time use of this, I have no idea what to expect at all. This is a legendary blade, however, very, very expensive if you go to buy them on eBay. So we'll see how it goes, and thank you very much, Ray. All right, now to the brush, the satin tip, which you know I like. So what I do is I just kind of dip my brush there, and these synthetic brushes, they don't hold nearly as much water as natural hair, so you don't really have to shake them out too much. You can shake it a little bit if you want to, but I'll dip it and just sort of shake the dripping stuff off. And I did bloom this soap a little bit. I put just a little bit of warm water in there. And you can save this bloom water to sort of help your lathering experience if you want. But today I'm not. I just want to show the lathering process. So here's the soap. What I do is, I've wet my brush, and I just simply do this while I'm talking to you. And from time to time, I will switch directions. I just sort of go circular and back and forth. And while I'm talking to you, every now and then I'll look at it. And when I get sort of a pasty look and some of the fibers are sticking together or beginning to clump together, as you can see down there towards the bottom, you're getting a good pasty load. And, some people load for a particular amount of seconds. Some people have a special technique. I don't. I just sort of eyeball the brush. You see there how they're clumping? That's when you know you're getting plenty of soap, when they clump together. Now, natural hair, I haven't used for so long that I can't recall whether it clumps or not, but definitely these synthetics. You see that? See how they're sort of clumping? This one's about ready to go. So really nothing special on the loading front here. I'll just go kind of that way and back and that way and back, and nice pasty look there. The soap smells great, by the way. Really sort of a unique scent to my nose. Anyway, all right, we're loaded up here, I believe. Now, this is the first time I've used this soap, so it's probably not a good candidate to show you my lathering technique with because I don't know it, but we'll do it anyway. What the heck? So there's our load. And by the way, this brush is great. I think I just mentioned it. All right, what I'm going to do now is just wet my face, and I'll take turn on the water and splash some water on my face. The brush will stay as is. All right, wet my face, come right back. So I just took a few handfuls of water, splashed it on my face. And when I lather, I don't really do circular motions. One time I did, but I found that a lot of brushes, if you look at the manual, they don't really like you to make circular motions because sometimes that leads to twisting of the hairs or fibers, and it can, in some brushes, lead to tangles. I had one badger when I first started that actually got a knot in it because I was doing circular motions. So for me, I don't do circular motions. What I'll do is just this, sort of back and forth, and I'll go over, and I sort of do the stash area last because you don't really have to scrub it. I just sort of paint it. So initially for me, it's back and forth like this, and I will add water. So I'll just take my water, my brush, and either drop a few drops like this in it, and add a little small amount of water at a time. Sometimes people struggle because they don't actually use as much water. And then when I feel the consistency is what I'm looking for, and that varies from shaver to shaver, by the way. Some people like a thick lather, some people like it thin and watery. You know, I prefer mine a little on the thick side, but I'll add just a little bit more water here. When it feels right to me, I stop. Simple as that, and it's based on feel. Obviously I can see it too, but it's more about the way I feel. So as you can see here, I've gotten a nice lather. This the final part of lathering for me is painting. And paint the stash area, and you see I've got a nice thick coat of lather. And this is not super watery. I probably could use a bit more water, but I like my first pass to be more on the thick side, just for protection. Subsequent passes will be a little lighter and slicker. And this is just me. I'm not saying this is the right way to do things. So, see here, got a nice lather, nice thick lather, which again, my preference, not saying it's the way to go for you. All right, let's check this baby out. I did use it last week. As I said, very mild razor. I don't know what the price point on these guys are going to be, excuse me. I don't know if I could talk about it even if I knew it, but it's a nice mild shaver. I don't know how it will evolve, but I can tell you that it's a nice mild shaver, and it looks very similar to the Mula Jet, if you're familiar with that razor. So, Justin and I talk quite a bit, and he's very passionate about wet shaving, and I tend to gravitate to people who are passionate about the hobby. Yes, he owns a business, but he's also a shaver, and he's very passionate about that, and that's why I like him. He's a young guy, he's newer, but everything's not simply about the bottom dollar with him. He's come up with new ideas and things of that nature. Okay. First pass, and I was even going up and down. I really should have just done a downward stroke. But let's rinse and come back and relather. Stand by. All right. So after rinsing my face, cool, I tend to have more water on my face after the first rinse and after the first pass. So this lathering will be a bit more, won't be as thick, I should say. As you can see here, this brush does a great job. It does have some backbone. It's reminiscent to me of the Mula black fiber. I don't know if the brush is a Mula black fiber or not, but as you can see here, I just press down back and forth strokes. No magic involved. Really, lather making, particularly face lathering, is easy once you get the hang of it. And you can lather anything if you just sort of hone your technique. It's not hard. It's not, we're not splitting atoms here, you know. You got water, you got soap, you got some air, a little motion, and you got lather, you know, eventually. So this one isn't quite as thick as my first, but it's more than adequate. Okay, speaking back to Justin. Passionate young man, which is why I like him. And I think he's going to be a vendor that as he gets more stock, people are really going to start to look at it. And that's not a plug for him. That's my personal feeling. Another guy, excuse me, let me get the stash. I usually shut up when I get the stash. Another guy that I like a lot, and he has a lot of passion for the hobby, who's a vendor, is Razor Rock Joe. And one of my good friends, who's also a wet shaver, asked me one day, why do people think I shill for Razor Rock Joe? And it kind of took me off guard because, you know, as I've discussed before, when you're shilling, there's an element of dishonesty there. There's an element of personal gain there. And he wasn't accusing me of it. He had been, you know, made privy to people's accusations of it or whatever. All right. Rinse the face and I'll come back and do pass 3 and finish my story. Anyhow, to me, shilling is an element of personal gain and deception. And they're like, the products aren't as good as you claim, and there's something that you benefit from personally. And there are lots of claims out there about shilling. And truth be told, a lot of those claims come from people who shill themselves, who have financial gain at stake. You know, sometimes they're put off by people talking about products they like. Me, I don't have anything to gain in this. I'm not in this business. So for me, it's just about passion for this hobby. I talk about what I like. I talk about people I like. And that's where I like to focus. I don't like to talk about things I don't like. Anyway, with Razor Rock Joe, yes, he's making a damn good living. But he's also passionate about this hobby. We've had lots of private conversations. And he cares about this hobby. And sure, I mean, I'm sure he's making a ton of money. And I have no problem with that. And I hope they all are. You know, or at least the guys who are on the up and up. But anyhow, if you think I shill for Razor Rock Joe, call up Joe, email him, and ask what he's giving me for free, or what he gives me in return for mentioning a Razor Rock. Because I can tell you, Joe sends what you order. He's not a guy that pads orders. He sends what you order, and that's it. And I don't think I've ever even tested anything for Joe or anything. So we talk about stuff. He enjoys my passion for the hobby. He enjoys the fact that I say what's on my mind, and I enjoy his. And he also says what's on his mind, and sometimes people don't agree with it, and he plugs away anyway. And that's the same way as me. I've long since gotten over detractors who always, you know, carry on about me and what I do. And Joe's the same way. He takes a lot of heat, and it's partly because of his passion. But the other part is people feel he's only in it for the money. I don't feel that. I feel like if you talk to a guy, and you talk about shaving and products, and you can tell when a guy's really passionate and when he's faking it. And I'll tell you right now, there's some guys, and probably some vendors, in fact, I'm fairly certain of it, that fake it. They're not that passionate about the hobby. They're passionate about selling product. That's okay, you know. But those aren't necessarily my type of people. Just the way it is. So, let's get the stash here. Alright. How did the blade do? Well, actually, let me rinse off, and we'll come back to the witch hazel, and I'll talk about the blade, the razor, and just sort of wrap this thing up. Stand by. Alright, let's hit our witch hazel here. Magic made by witches. I know I say that. It gets on your nerves. I apologize. This stuff is legit. Really has helped my skin. May not help yours, but... And I'm telling you what. When you have a very expensive cream that you have to use for a condition, and then you discover that the condition could be knocked out by, you know, $8 or whatever bottle of witch hazel, you're very happy. And that's why I love this stuff. Thayer's cucumber with aloe. All right. Let's throw on the aftershave Fine Platinum. Of course, is the scent of Ventus Creed. Love it. It is great stuff. One of my favorite fragrances, matter of fact. My glasses are fogging up. Probably because I use warm water in my face. Anyway, all right, let's take those off and talk about the gear. The legendary Personna 74. Excellent shave with it. Now, I'm told you can get lots and lots of shaves out of these, far more than normal. I don't know. We'll see. I keep track of my shaves with a dye, and so I'll need 2 dyes for this one because I've been told it's in excess of 10 or more. So I'm looking forward to keeping track of how many shaves I can get out of this blade. Quality shaves. The razor, really nice. Great coating, mild. This particular one is mild. I don't know how it will evolve, but keep an eye on ShaveRevolution for razors like this. The soap. First time use of Lebelle soaps. Million or Miliani. Really nice. Great scent. Face feels fabulous. This is a tallow soap, by the way. Really, really nice. I am impressed by this soap. I'll do a What's New in the Den after this video. I won't lather it because I've lathered it here, but I'm impressed by this soap. I'll talk more about it in the video to come shortly. The Satin tip, the Purist. I think this is a home run for $14.99 or $20 to your door. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Just really all around good stuff. Now, Carrie, I hope you've gotten something from this. It's really, my technique is not anything special. I simply, you know, sort of do circular motions when I load, but not when I lather on my face. And I switch it up back and forth, back and forth. And, you know, while I'm talking, I probably lose track of how much time I'm loading. But I like to have a decent load. I don't load super heavy, but, you know, decent load. So I hope this helps you. Thank you, Carrie, for watching. And, in fact, all you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay tuned for the Lebelle soap new in the den that's coming up, and I'll bring you some information on this soap. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.